Snipers, you have to see what's happening to the Bitcoin price this Monday as we have a bearish continuation candle from yesterday heading towards this 200-day moving average at 46,000 US dollars. But something very interesting is happening to the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart with this bullish continuation candle finding support at 65,000 Satoshis. This was a little bit unexpected for a lot of us, and this is a huge puzzle piece, but I do have a narrative that could be behind this and why Bitcoin dominance is still seeing some further lows. That doesn't mean, though, that that's it. Bitcoin dominance is not in the early stages of a reversal, but I do have a narrative that's going to be extremely interesting to attach to Ethereum seeing strength right now, specifically before Bitcoin dominance does make a true reversal above the 20-week moving average. Are we seeing other altcoins move into Ethereum as a hedge, not just Bitcoin, causing the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart to see some short-term bullish price action? Well, this is actually a pretty big puzzle piece, and we do have this major resistance right now. And if this resistance breaks, my short bias on Ethereum will change. And we have to be like Bruce Lee. He says, be like water. When the water enters the cup, it turns into the shape of the cup. If water enters a bowl, it turns into the shape of the bowl. We have to be nimble. We have to be fast. We have to be like water in this market and dynamic and four-dimensional, not just two-dimensional. And that's what we bring here on the Snipers channel. So there's going to be a very interesting plot to today's story. And then we'll look at the Ethereum to US dollar price, of course, talk about what to expect here, as I do have some new market structure drawn on our charts. I've reset our previous weekly opens, as we always do, in the green, which Bitcoin's previous weekly open at 49,300 right now. And then, of course, Turnaround Tuesday is coming tomorrow. Institutions are starting to make their bets. So we have a lot to look at today. First, let's talk about what's happening here to Bitcoin. If we take this 200-day moving average, we know at this point that Bitcoin has the chance to come and test this 200-day moving average. But the problem that I see right now is the range that we're playing in is 49,700 and 44,800, not 49,700 and 46,000. So what that means is, with Bitcoin seeing this sort of curvature to the downside right now, and if we were to look at, for example, the 4-hour chart, which we'll look at in a second, we're seeing some weakness, of course. If we're coming to test the 200-day moving average, who's to say we're not going to come to 44,800? We're most likely going to come to 44,800 because the 200-day moving average isn't the major support right now where there's volume and accumulation. We can pull up the VPVR, for example, and look at exactly where there's volume on the chart. If we were to look at the VPVR right now, most of the volume is at 45,800 below the 200-day moving average. And so what we could assume is if we start coming down, we're going to test 44,800, and here's where my concern comes. If we come to test 44,800, who's to say that now that we're below the 200-day moving average, the bears are not going to make a run for the monthly open? And that's at 41,950. And the problem with that is, yes, there's confluence with the 50-day moving average, but now we're below the 200-day moving average, which is at 46,300. And so who's to say the bears won't even take us further down and maybe potentially to further lows to this year, down to the $26,000 level? That is on the table. And I apologize that this just came up out of nowhere for my notifications. And so what we really need to monitor at this point, in my opinion, is this $44,800 level. We need to stay above 44,800 to assume further upside. Now, if we break below 44,800, I believe Bitcoin has the potential to see further lows for this year down to the $26,000 level. And if we see this downside move play part, I also believe Bitcoin dominance will rise for the first time since the bull rally started for altcoins, because this is a different market sentiment now that Bitcoin has seen the retracement from 64,000 to 28,000. I think that, yes, this right here was great for altcoins from August till now, but my bold prediction comes and will be tested if 44,800 breaks. And here's the interesting thing about this. Will you say Ethereum is an altcoin, or is it? We're seeing Ethereum. It's very secure, just like Bitcoin now. It's almost as secure as Bitcoin when it comes to what it would take to 51% attack Ethereum, for example. And it's moving into proof of stake, so it's not going to even matter. Energy concerns, right? All these things for Ethereum, keep it on the bullish end. It's an institutional product now with futures. No other altcoin is in that category. So I think that, let's just talk about Ethereum in a sec, but I want to finalize this. If we break above 49,700 at any point, I believe Bitcoin can wick towards the $54,000 level, but we need to get to 49,700. So let's get back on track here. So when it comes to Ethereum, what we're talking about here is maybe this is the first altcoin season where Ethereum does actually show strength with Bitcoin. So it's almost like Ethereum needs to have its own dominance chart. Maybe we need to start monitoring ETHD. I'm going to start putting that on the channel. I'm not going to look at it right now, but if we look at it, it's above all daily moving averages. We'll talk about that maybe tomorrow. So what if Ethereum right now, because we're holding 65,000 Satoshis, this is extremely bullish right now from yesterday's candle. If we break above here, maybe other altcoins are going to be moving into Ethereum and Bitcoin this time around, and we'll see this new type of season where it's not just Bitcoin back to dominance, but Ethereum also holding the throne with Bitcoin, which would be amazing. And then that would also fall in line with the thesis that 90% of these altcoins are going to go to nothing and turn into vaporware. And of course, that's pretty true, actually. I mean, that's what's going to happen in 5 to 10 years. So the real question is Bitcoin and Ethereum now the dominant ones in this cycle? Well, here's the thing. If we break this market structural resistance for Ethereum to Bitcoin, I will not be shorting Ethereum. I would only short other altcoins, so maybe like Solana. I don't want to say Cardano yet. It's so early. I love Charles. So I'm not going to talk about other altcoins, but we have to know this though. We need to be like Bruce Lee. If Ethereum to Bitcoin breaks 69,000 Satoshis, in my opinion, it would never be the smart idea to short Ethereum, because at that point, what we could assume for the Ethereum to US dollar price is, yes, we may see some downside action with Bitcoin if Bitcoin starts to move down. So I think that what that would assume then is Ethereum comes to 2,500, tests the monthly open, and then from there, we rally to new all-time highs with Bitcoin. Or with Bitcoin maybe even not seeing new all-time highs, but Ethereum seeing new all-time highs because of its relativity in market cap compared to Bitcoin. And we know Bitcoin being the gold of this market, gold is not the biggest market in traditional markets. It's only like, 11 trillion versus 50 to 75 trillion with the S&P 500. So Ethereum could be bigger than Bitcoin at that point, at some point. I think that would be awesome. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad thing. Let's just say that. Doesn't mean Bitcoin's coming down at all. It doesn't mean Bitcoin's done. No, it's still digital real estate, but Ethereum is going to have a place in the throne forever, is what that would assume. So what that means right now is if Ethereum to Bitcoin does break 69,000 Satoshis and Bitcoin dominance starts to rise, what we could be seeing right now is just the last draw for other altcoins going into Bitcoin, but now also going into Ethereum, and that's why the Bitcoin dominance chart's still coming down. That's just in line with our thesis that Bitcoin dominance is in the early stages of reversal, which I wouldn't say that's a bad thesis now that we've already tested the 20-week moving average. We usually come back to the 200-week, which is at 57% dominance, where we're currently at 43% dominance. So I think that would be an interesting storyline, and that would be very bullish for Ethereum, and that would mean Ethereum is not the asset to be shorting. Of course, we took some great shorts already, but now that the Ethereum Bitcoin chart has changed the blueprint a little bit, we have to be like Bruce Lee. So that's what I would be expecting. If Bitcoin gets above 49,700 and Ethereum will straight shot, I think, to new all-time highs, which is also going to be a potential scenario, because we flagged this pattern up here, and this was a continuation move, you know, just a typical flag before another continuation. Then we can, you know, start talking about $4,000 as a target for Ethereum. So I'm like Bruce Lee, guys. I'm telling you, I'm single-digit body fat here, no visceral fat to cloud my judgment. I'm gonna make bold calls if I need to. Now let's quickly look at this 4-hour chart for Ethereum. It looks like we do have this bearish rejection. Yeah, we have a bearish engulfing candle on the 4-hour chart. So maybe the short side was the play for this week at least, because that means that Bitcoin might be coming down too. I mean, that was a pretty bearish candle. That's a pretty bearish candle. So it looks like short side is biased right now. It is what it is. You know, a lot of you guys on my video were like, oh, bad timing because Ethereum pushed up to 3,300. I was like, yeah, watch. I was like, well, trust me, that short, I took that $1 million short. I closed that position in 40+% profits already. So, you know, we take shorts every single day. We take longs every single day on the Discord. You know, I mean, you're late to the party if you think that, you know, I'm late to the party. So, let's talk about the traditional markets real quick, because, you know, with Bitcoin dominance and others dominance, I'm not going to monitor them right now because Ethereum will lead the other altcoins and others dominance. But the DXY is showing weakness right now. 50-day moving average. If this breaks, crypto could be rallying to all-time highs for sure very soon. Now, if this sees strength back to 93.82, that's not a bad thing. If we see calmness in this channel between 92.64 and 93.82, that could be good for traditional markets and cryptocurrency market. But if we see decisive break of 93.82, that's where I'd have concerns, because the DXY will push other markets down. Now, if this starts to move down as well, maybe we could resynthesize our Bitcoin dominance prediction. But for now, because Bitcoin dominance is so correlated to DXY double bottomed, we want to say that it's in the early stages of reversal. To end the video, gold is still seeing strength, meaning institutions coming into Monday after Jerome Powell spoke on Friday are still hedging their money away from traditional markets. S&P 500 not seeing strength, but we're still in these higher ranges. If we roll over, that could be a bad sign for the crypto market. We can potentially expect the test of 4,400 for the S&P 500 E-mini futures contract. If that happens, if this downside scenario plays out, Bitcoin will come down. So we'll monitor that, and then I'll start monitoring Ethereum dominance potentially. If Ethereum to Bitcoin breaks 69,000 Satoshis, how about that? I think that's a fair play for all of us. Then we can really confirm that prediction and, you know, move with that storyline for the rest of our videos as always. And with that, thank you all for tuning into the channel today. If you want to win Mastering Bitcoin, one of my favorite textbooks on Bitcoin, all comments are legible, and I'll pick a winner from our video yesterday. Looper says, thanks again for the update, Naeem. I'd love to win a book since I got nothing to read. Send me a message on Instagram. Now you have something to read. And with that, thank you all for tuning into the Snipers channel today. I appreciate each and every one of you. I couldn't do this without you. I hope you enjoyed today's analysis, and until next time, Snipers out.